Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Idle Zeros. This is a picture of the first A tier I ever actually pulled. All my other ones have been purchased, but it is on a Mockman, which is very convenient for me because I um, have a Mockman account, which I don't believe I ever made a video on because there was just never anything super exciting. So basically, we're going to get over here now. I was stuck in early chapter 2 with 3 trans, and then I pulled the A tier, re-rolled for Giant Killer, like you do, and then just started clearing content like crazy. It's not a free-to-play account, but it was an old spender account. So what that means is it's not one of my original ones. So this isn't my account necessarily. At least I'm not the one that made it. It's mine now, but it's not my original account. But it means that all the spending has been done pre-treasure train. So the treasure train is free to play. It has just under 300k attack, which is easily achievable by one and all, spender or not. But so basically, what we're just going to be doing here is just watching Mockman just basically tear shit up for a while. Um, if you converse with me on Discord a lot, you know that I am an LFA user, but I have for the past few months just been espousing that Mockman is just simply better than LFA, pretty much everywhere except for maybe boss fights, but definitely in regular Void campaign. It's not even close. I'm noticing. Um, yeah, we'll get into why he's just infinitely better, but mostly it just comes down to just the fact that he just does raw damage. Just it's crazy how much damage he does. The roll on him now is GK skill damage armor, which I'm gonna reroll, of course, because I want GK Defire and then holy damage, skill damage, or precision. That would be lovely. I would want any of those rolls, but we'll see how that goes. But regardless, he's just an absolute freak in these game modes. I love him very much. I was originally gonna be a Mockman user. When I first started spending around Chinese New Year of 2022, I had loaded up on Starry Gems with the intent to buy a Mockman, but my conversion rate was so low. It was like 9 a day, and then it got to 12 a day, and then I just couldn't convert anything for like weeks on end. So what I ended up doing was just using all of those on events, and that turned out to be really good. But yeah, now I no longer have that account. As I mentioned in my retirement video, I now have I have a shared account with a friend of mine, and the other account got passed to another friend of mine who has been playing it diligently. And you might want to watch the auction house within the next few days because he pulled an absolute beast of a copy. Near perfect. SSS Betty, which is of course crazy. And it being on the account I left behind, I must admit, I am a bit jealous. I am truly. Just a couple weeks after I passed it along SSS tier on a hero I'd already built. So that's rather crazy. But his plan is to sell that. It has peak HP, peak attack, and then it's like 4 speed short of being max there. So it's like not just an SSS tier. It is the SSS tier, basically. It's really crazy. So good job for him. I'm, of course, exceedingly jealous. But what can you do? I'm very, very happy for him. And that's the only emotion that overcomes my jealousy at the moment. It is happiness for my friend, followed by immense jealousy. But it is what it is. It's a very awesome copy. I think it's Twine Immune too, which which is just wonderful. But back to the topic at hand. We have Mockman tearing it up in Chapter 3. My milestone for the LFA account was beating Chapter 3 with 3 trans. And that was with a rather large treasure train at the time. I think it was like well over 1 million attack. This is of course a free to play train. And we are almost on pace with that, which which I'll be honest is kind of sad for our LFA fans. Because Mockman is he's a freak. He really is a freak. But it's cathartic that I'm able to use him. My original plan finally came through. If you're in my Discord, you've probably seen me whining and moaning about how I want a GK SSM, and to have finally pulled it on my own feels nice. Really does. Feels great. But moving along, I believe I'm stuck on 331, which is to be expected, I think. I think 331 and then 332 immediately after are both rather tricky. They're not the easiest of stages, and it's also difficult because I'm at the point where Mockman no longer outspeeds, or he can outspeed, but um, the condition is that I need to put on a mirror, which I have a base version of, and that obviously just it makes him do much less damage. But so yeah, here you see I can no longer outspeed, so we swap over to elusive mirror, gives us 75 more speed. I try to win some of our bite back by switching to the attack enables. And then we run back to it. And then the ticks we're just very, very fast this wave for some reason. So I'm going to need to put the speed enables back on. I'm going to take a drink now. Yum. Attribute reduction and purify, of course, because ticks reduces attack. Moving back to it. I've been thinking about starting a new, I don't want to call it a series because I don't really do the whole series thing. On this channel, I just kind of do videos whenever I feel they're warranted. But I've been thinking about starting a new series. I don't know what I'm going to call it. And I don't think, nah, yeah, I don't want to call it a series. I don't think that's necessarily accurate. But I have 2 accounts that are coming up on like 1,500 scrolls. And with Christmas coming up, that might be a really good time to select the hero I want to build first. Um, I have a few reservations about it though, because what I wanted to do before I pulled this copy was something akin to like an optimal playthrough where I build LOEs, which is really boring, of course. But then I would do what I consider optimal at this point in the game, and that is the Mockman route. I think the Mockman route is just superior to the LFA route, um, just hands down. The exception now being if and only if we include TBB in the LFA route and we don't include TBB in the Mockman route. In all other cases, I think Mockman just outperforms. And just straightforwardly, I think he's superior. Which, I don't know, you might disagree, but I feel strongly about that. I think Mockman's just the superior hero, just pretty much everywhere. Um, Again, boss fights being the exception. And now we have mirror, so we can't even use the speed argument anymore for when LFA that one time when LFA can outspeed and void campaign Mockman count. We now have mirror, so Mockman can now catch up in terms of speed. So I think it's rather easy. But yeah, so it's transitioning the LFA route. I mean, transitioning LOEs into an SSM is a smooth transition as well because LOEs is a tenant for SSM and it's slot 3, so she never gets replaced because slot 3 obviously doesn't have trans tenants. So that's cool. Um, but yeah, I think that would be fun, but then again, who needs another optimal playthrough? Everybody knows what the LOE's route does, and everybody knows that SSM's good. And I already have this SSM account, so I feel as though I might get bored rather quickly. So another idea I had was to do something like a nostalgia account, where basically, if you don't know, I played way, way back in like 2017, 2018. And so what I was thinking about doing is playing the game with the condition that I can only use things that were released up to and until the release of Amun Ra, which was right after I quit. Um, so that means no treasure train, no awakens, no artifacts released before that point. I mean, after that point. So that means I can't use melodic strings. Um, they have a really good retrospective infograph somewhere in the community. So we would use that as a reference so that I'm not cheating. But I'd be interested to see how far we can go with the old school mechanics. I feel as though that would be fun. But let me know if you like that or any other idea. I feel like it'll be cool. Uh, what else? Nothing else. Everything's going swimmingly. The Sahi account popping off, of course. We just cleared chapter 3. I don't think I made a video about that. I probably should. Um, who knows? Maybe it'll come soon. But yeah, Sahi 3 trans just cleared chapter 3, which is excellent. It would be really cool if I could clear chapter 3 with 3 trans on this account, but I really don't see that happening. Um, it could, but my issue is that I'm banning TVB on this account. I think she trivializes the game. Um, if there was ever a trans Eloise, in that they're just are far and away just best in slot in most places and dominating content, it's TBV. I think she's stupid. I think she's broken. And I think she's bad for the game. And so she is banned on this account until I get bored and frustrated with my lack of progress, in which case I'll swap her in and clear whatever content I want to clear and then swap her out. But it's not really important for me anymore to clear more content because I have the first two bosses unlocked already, and I am like 9 stages away from mythic skins, which I will get in practically no time. So we'll just have to see. The frustrating part about SSM is he is the most RNG hero of all time. And it gets a little bit frustrating because you have to wait for him to target the people you want him to target. You have to wait for him to chase the most amount of times. And you also have to acquire crits on all of those chases. So there's a lot of moving parts to Mockman, which it's annoying, but it is what it is. I was thinking about making a graph, because you know I like making graphs, of it would be a performance and RNG graph, where basically SSM would have really high peaks and valleys in terms of his performance, just depending on his RNG, because he can be horrendously terrible, as you're seeing right now, but his potential is really, really high, depending on if you get lucky. So he's interesting in that regard, whereas LFA would just be, he would peak lower than SSM would, but he would be consistently higher than the low RNG areas of SSM. SSM's going to die right here because he bleeds to death. Rather sad. The new cat hero, he came out. I can't really tell you what I think about him, but this looks like a victory for me, which is nice. We'll obviously have to see if the trans hero is any good in a month's time or so. So that will be nice. If you see me skipping between certain stages, that's because some of them took a lot of RNG, and so it just wasn't worth using up my footage and storage to capture the video. It was just going to take too long. So I just didn't bother recording those. Andrea's not going to play. Not going to be too much of a threat for us. There they go. Dedge. Double Morax, double Aspen, double Anki. Not the scariest of teams, but scary enough. But the good news is, even though we have no destiny levels anymore, or we don't have destiny levels right now, we are past 2-5-10. So even if I get hard stuck at 3-1, at 3-3-1 again, I think it is, we will eventually get destiny, and so a clear will be inevitable. More axes die, leaving just Donkirimaru, which means I think we're safe. Down he goes. Bam. Here's going to be 3-2-10, which means I think this is the last of the clips. Oh, I've got one more. What do we have? Yeah, that's going to be the last of the clips. I think we're going to die here. Oh no, never mind. Easy. Bam. Starwing Jara Core coming in clutch. Phoenix coming in. And then Jara finishes. Very awesome. And then this is where we're stuck. Pennies, Rogans, and Tussies. So that's not good. And we're able to outspeed the pennies still with the proper setup, but it doesn't really matter. We're going to get crapped on because, as I said, we're still stuck. But we'll figure it out. I'll probably swap back to LFA and Starwing Jara. Right now I have HHA and PDE because I want to make as much progress on the Void bosses as I can, just for the extra stellar and such. But until then, ignore that. That's my some work I'm doing in those extra tabs, but that's okay. All right, so here's the account right now. 6 million attack Mockman. Pretty nice. Here's the Awaken. Lovely stuff. I'm going to re-roll this as the weeks go on, just to see what we can do. I still need to clear Dom, which is it's taken a while, I will admit. Let's see. Can I outspeed this? Yeah, so I have HHA and PDE, which kind of sucks because I would love to have LFA on here instead. He would help a lot for this, but we're just going to get kind of crapped on as it is right now. But 40 signets, and we keep on targeting SQH because Mockman loves to kill himself. There we go. Much better. And then for some reason, oh my god, the taunt. If you don't know Mockman's taunt, even it even takes on the Halora pings from other people. So you'll notice just if someone's taunted, can you stop targeting Halora, please? But yeah, I think that Almond Ra was just taunted, and then the dude, oh my god, Mockman, holy crap. Oh my god, he doesn't stop. Okay, dude. Okay, everybody, I lied. Mockman sucks. Don't build him. He's the friggin' worst. Oh my god. I'm getting upset. Okay, there we go. See? Worlds of difference. Just comes down to targeting. Alright, I anticipate death here because we might be too slow. Oh no, we're fast enough. Lovely. And he didn't hit Halora either. So we're going to get another active skill. Who will he target? I hope. Okay, this should be fine, I reckon. Love the stun from the HHA. Another Mockman active coming up. Bam. There it goes. And then this wave is kind of gross. And I don't want to spend gems right now. But I don't anticipate Dominator being a problem anymore. Much too easy for us now. But yeah, that's the account basically. That's all I have to show you. Here's the train. See, perfectly achievable free to play. 263 attack. It's even suboptimal because I didn't feel like waiting patiently for pity timer rewards. And so I just kind of used them when I had them because it's more fun that way. So that could be much higher. But oh well, here's the home. Not max, but still decent. Decent HHA. Everybody else is kind of sad. And then I've got this copy here, which is a lovely Awaken on our Jara, who I'm not sure when I'll rebuild because I do like HHA. I might turn HHA into the second homeowner. I think that's a smart idea. And then when I do that, I will obviously just turn Starwing Jara back into the slot 4 tenant. But yeah, that's it for the account. Have a good day, everybody.